You all right over there?
No, fucking StreamYard. I think it just crashed on me.
Really?
Yeah, let me try to bring it back up
What's it
again.
look like up there?
Do you still have it?
I think so.
Oh.
I mean, I have the screen up for the intro.
All right. Well, while that's loading, you're recording?
Yes, we have hit record.
37 hits in a row.
That is working.
I can already feel this falling off.
Okay,
recording. I got my water, got my pills.
Yes, I have things.
Did you put your week in the notes?
Hang on. What are we doing this week?
Anchorman, asshat.
Oh, well, I knew that. I knew that.
We were just quoting it like 5 minutes ago. You good? All right.
I gotta get this out of my system before we start the show.
All right. I've got StreamYard up. How much time?
We've got another minute-ish.
Okay. I'll keep that on.
Really?
The candle?
Yeah.
So it smells nice and fresh in here.
Doesn't. I don't think it's all right. Well,
all right. It's 4:59. So.
All right.
You're recording. You're on your sound. That's from Anchorman.
Yeah, it is.
And now I know where it came from.
Yeah.
All right. 1 minute. Wait.
What's up?
Are we live?
No, we're not.
Shit. Yeah, we are. Play the intro. Fuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let me see your identification.
What did you say? I'll tighten those restraints. Scavenger scum.
We don't need to see his identification.
I will remove these restraints and leave the cell with the door open.
Oh my God. Hello everyone. I'm Jason Roscom. No, I'm thrown off by I'm thrown off by that intro video. That was the first time I'd ever seen that.
Yeah, I sprung it on you.
That was good. That was awesome. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina. I'm Jason Roscom. With me here each and every single week, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Jason.
I'm trying to do the Anchorman voice, but
I feel it.
Okay,
I feel it a little bit.
Good.
I think it's because it's coming through like the microphone, like the bristles of the microphone. It's kind of like.
Yes.
It obviously affects the frequency
yes.
of what's happening.
So anyway, it's been a while, right?
It has been a while.
Yeah. So it's been 3 weeks, I think, since our last episode.
3 weeks later.
Yeah, we were supposed to. We were supposed to go live last week, and I had a bit of a work issue.
Premature going live.
My penis so smooth.
Oh yeah. I don't think we were live for that long. Anyway,
I hope not.
What the hell was I gonna say? Fuck.
We weren't doing shit for 3 weeks.
Yeah. 3 weeks. So we were supposed to record last week and do this Anchorman episode. Oh yeah. By the way, what are we talking about this week?
Anchorman.
Yes. 20th anniversary.
It's either that or Tom Selleck.
Right. Why do you say that?
I don't know. It just came to me.
Okay. Fuck. Not recording for 3 weeks has me all fucked up.
Dude, it's like we're recording on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's just fuck up. It's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. So
it's like a Tuesday episode on Monday, kids.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Don't worry. We'll get into our flow eventually. But how are you, Dave?
I had a day, and I'm not going to get into it because I promised my wife I wouldn't. So there's that. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to be potting. Potting?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Can we turn that into a verb?
Potting?
Potting.
Like potting?
No, pod.
Oh, potting. Okay.
Papa Oscar Delta, not potting. Like we're
well, it sounds like you're saying
podcast.
pot.
Pod. Do I need to use my big boy radio voice?
You might have to.
I'm talking about podding. Still sounds like a T.
Yeah.
So it's an emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Yeah.
Unique New York.
Yes. And yeah, we're going to get into
We're talking
Anchorman.
about Anchorman.
Yeah. And the reason we couldn't record last week was because of me. We had this massive inspection at work last week, and my fucking boss bailed on me. Apparently he had vacation planned already. But
Sons of bitches.
So I'm like running the show for this whole fucking inspection. Well, me and one other guy. Good dude. His wife, by the way, is working with the 46 unit right now. She's a pilot. I'll have to get you her last name because apparently they don't. She didn't take his last name when they got married.
Huh.
But either way, regardless.
What a world we live in.
Yeah, the inspection was a fucking ball buster. I worked like overtime every day. I was killing it, and we fucking passed the inspection.
Woohoo!
And
high five.
yes, but yeah, and I just kind of leaned on my old Stanival days.
Hell
and
yeah.
back in our flying days, and it worked.
We don't fail inspections. That's not a thing that we do.
Right.
That's not allowed.
Yeah. So anyway, that went well, and here we are recording again. Now we are still going to take one more week hiatus next week, and then the week after, I'm pretty sure that's when the kids are back in school.
No, I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to do mental math right now. I want
Yeah.
to do the show because mental math will take me out of like.
Yeah. Well, either way, we have at least one more 2-week bump, but we'll figure that out and communicate it through our
Do you know what?
media
Do
director.
you know what threw it off? We're doing Anchorman, and you used the Darth Vader to my Palpatine. I was
Ooh.
like, wait, are we doing a Star Wars show or are we doing Anchorman? Because usually when we do a non-Star Wars show, you have a different throw.
All right.
So it kind of see what happens. You see what happens when we don't do a show.
Yeah,
It fucks the whole thing
you
up.
threw off my groove.
Come on, man.
So I should have said I'm the Brian Fantana to my Ron Burgundy, Dave Martin,
Okay.
because he was really the best character, I thought.
It's called Sex Panther.
Yeah. So anyway, enough about that.
Yes.
I don't really have much. We're not going to talk a whole lot of Star Wars this week, even though a lot of Star Wars news is broken over the last couple of weeks.
True.
We're going to cover all that stuff next week or next episode when we do a Star Wars topic. We're talking about Darth Plagueis.
Right.
But for now, we're going to stick to Anchorman. So that being said,
We're doing the Patreon read.
oh fuck! See, you see?
It's not even in the notes, and I just realized it.
Well, I tell you what. Do you have headlines?
I said, can you believe it's been 1 year since the Sidebar Cantina family celebration? It's a celebration. It's been a year. Holy shit! Oh, that's funny. And if you watched the intro video, you saw some pictures from the Sidebar Cantina family celebration, and Don Della Snooch's anniversary for when he desecrated a Philadelphia alley. Hashtag mind blown. Hashtag should be the poop emoji right there.
God, Kristen's been sending me a ton of memes over Facebook. I'm like scrolling up and up and up looking for the read. All right.
3 weeks later. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. That was it for the Sidebar headlines.
Okay, well, if you're enjoying the Sidebar Cantina's content, consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. For as little as $1 a month, you can support this podcast and help make it possible for us to continue to bring you quality content week after week. We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Frank Levitch, Don Solsky, Helen Martin, Shotgun Mark, Nick from Swede Studios, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse podcast, Catherine Rennick, Tina Land, Frederick Martin, Wally Frogmore, my wonderful mother-in-law Patricia Goodstein, Lord Helmet Fire, The Orange and Fetch Show, Carly Vickers, David Schmuck, Chantal from Pop My Culture, Kristen Roscom, Sterling Azier, Dragon Buddy, and Nicholas Schaefer. If you'd like to become a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/thesidebarcantina. And thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this.
My penis is so smooth.
It seems like your peas are extra poppy today.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like there's no pop filter on.
Really? Papa pounds.
Go on.
I'm like,
What?
hold on.
Like,
Hold on.
where are we going with this?
No, we should best leave that where it is.
Sacred Jedi.
That's, I'm refamiliarizing myself with the buttons.
So anyway, do we
Do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
do we want to get into
I
our
already
weeks?
did the sidebar headlines, so yes, let's do it.
All right. So let me find the notes again.
Right.
Where did it go? Oh, so okay. I did something pretty big this weekend.
I know.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. So a couple months ago, our good friend of the show, Bob Healy, who's
Right.
been on several times, called me one day and is like, hey, because he and I have been going to some of these cons together to get like autographs and shit.
Mhm.
Like that's where I got my Black Series figure signed. He gets his lightsaber signed,
Right.
and he's like, hey, Mark Hamill's going to be in Chicago. This is his only appearance of the year. You in? I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Where's Morty?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I'm in.
And so we flew up on Friday afternoon. We flew up to Chicago, and we went to the Fan Expo for 2 days. We checked in on Friday to scout around and find where Mark Hamill's line was, and we did some shopping and looking around and whatnot. And then we got up but early on Saturday morning. The gates for the venue didn't open until 10 o'clock. And we decided, you know what? We're going to get there at fucking 7, because when we were in Philly, like waiting to see Rosario and Hayden Christensen and all that, the lines took for fucking ever.
Mhm.
Even if you're just like in the third or fourth weaving line, whatever those are called,
Right.
line lanes, it still took a goddamn long time. So yeah, we're like, this is Mark Hamill. You fucking know there's going to be a lot of people waiting for him. So we decided to get there at 7 in the morning.
Okay.
Again, gates open at 10, and there were already like 3 people there waiting when we got there. So we're like, all right, let's keep the line going.
Yeah.
And so we eventually got in. We got in like as soon as they opened the gates. Well, so here's the thing: they were making us wait, right? And it was like 9:30, and they moved us all who were lined up into like inside the building, but still outside of the main doors to to
Right.
where the celebrities are. And so we're just chilling out. I pull out my Steam Deck, and I'm playing a game on there as we're waiting. And then all of a sudden, at like 9:48, they're like, "Okay, everybody in." I'm like, "Fuck!" And I gotta like get all my shit together. And like Bob's, he's already fucking gone at this point, and I'm still trying to get my shit together, get it all in my backpack, and then I fucking haul ass. We get into the Mark Hamill line, which was very interesting the way they did it, because what they did was you waited in line to validate your ticket for your autograph or whatever.
Okay.
And they gave you a time slot. And then you go to a different section upstairs into a whole other area of the building. That's where you actually go to line up to see Mark Hamill during your time slot.
Okay.
And we did that, and it was so much more efficient. And we got in his line. We were, again, like the second row of people waiting to get into his line. The problem was that he, because he had so many fucking people waiting, they were like really trying to rush people through. Like the fucking handlers, like before we ever got even close to the front of the line, they're like, get everything out that you need right now. Take everything out of its cases. Know what you want signed. Know where you want signed. And, because again, they're trying to churn through.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, we're not going to really get to say anything to him, are we? And I'm watching some of the people in front of us go, like I'm standing there looking at Mark Hamill, watching him sign shit for people. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the greatest moment of my life. And so we get up there, and I'm like, I'm not going to not say something to him
Right.
when I get up there. Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
This once in a lifetime opportunity, I'm not going to have some kind of back and forth with him.
Right.
So I take and I'll show you what he signed in a minute, but I take that out, and as he's starting to get his pen ready, I'm like, dude, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but I saw Return of the Jedi in theaters when I was 5 years old, and Luke Skywalker was my hero ever since, so thank you. And he's like, wow, 5 years old, that's pretty young. And I'm just like, yeah, I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Right.
And he was like, all right, well, thank you. And he signed and moved on.
Nice.
But it was quick. It was like not even 10 seconds.
Right.
But again, I had to get a word in. And it was great. Like, finally got to meet Mark Hamill. Meet being relative.
Well, fuck yeah. I mean, you engaged in a conversation. That's more than most are going to get to do ever.
Yeah.
So fucking A.
Yeah. So it was very quick, and I'll show you what I got signed. I'm pretty sure anybody can figure this out. Hold on, let me get the camera up. so I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. The retro Return of the Jedi Black Series figure, as you can see, I had him sign it right there in green, to match the lightsaber from Return of the Jedi. And this little certificate thing that you're seeing, I got the signature certified when we were done, because they had a station there where they had like people working for this company that do like legitimate signature authorization or whatever. And if you can see on the back, there's this little oval stamp right there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read, but that basically there's a number on it, and who certified it. And I'm now in like a database. So this is in some sort of database that, keeps track of all of his legitimate signatures and all that. So, I'm going to have to get a like super, like tough plastic case to put this in.
Yeah, like some acrylic, like hard case for it.
Yeah, because this is like one of those flimsy plastic ones like they use for the pops. And I'm like, no, I gotta frame this shit, do something with it, because
it needs to be something that like fill it with argon and just like, yeah.
So, it was incredible. Bob, you remember when we were in Philly? He got his lightsaber. He's got the baby killer, like the official one released by Lucasfilm that's like $500 or some shit.
Right.
So he got, in Philly, he got the voice actor who played Anakin. He got Hayden Christensen to sign it, the same saber, because it's the baby killer. And now he has Mark Hamill's signature on the same one.
Oh, that's so fucking
and
cool.
There's only one signature he's missing at this point. Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
So, we're sitting there talking, and I'm like, I don't think she does cons ever. And, she's still working a lot, too. So who the hell knows? But I mean, if that day ever comes, I don't give a shit if she's in fucking Tokyo or fucking Moscow. We're going to figure out a way to do it.
Honestly, that would probably, because that's Kathy's favorite character. That's one of those where I could possibly be like, hey, come on, let's go. We're going to go see Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
And she would probably be into that.
Awesome.
Like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
We're taking a week off, motherfuckers.
Yeah. So it was incredible. I don't even know what else to say. Oh, do I have my phone? So one other person that Bob wanted an autograph from, because he's a huge fan of that show Firefly. Like he's got framed pictures of the characters from Firefly hanging up in his man cave. And the main gal from that was there.
What's her name?
It starts with an M, I think, but I can't fucking remember.
Shit. I can picture her.
Yeah. So anyway, that's him with her. If you can see, she was really cool to the fans, though. Monica Barkin. But yeah, she was super awesome.
Yeah.
Like, she was, for every person that came to her booth, she actually got up, walked around, and like posed for a picture or a selfie with them. You didn't have to pay extra or anything for that. And she was very engaging. Like, this one group of gals wanted her to wear like some special ring and like pose with it. And she did, like, without question. And, she seemed happy to do it.
The Firefly fan base is maniacal. Like, and it's like a religious cult, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
How many episodes of Firefly have you ever seen?
I saw half of the first episode. It wasn't long. The episodes are like over an hour each.
It's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that made it good.
Yeah, but one of these days I'll get around to actually watching it.
Yeah.
See what all the fuss is about.
I feel that.
Yeah. So anyway, speaking of my Steam Deck. You know what game I've been playing a lot lately?
No.
Vampire Survivors. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So one of the things that I'm kind of actually getting sick of when I like go into the store on Steam is all these fucking games now. They're all going with these retro visual styles, like these old 8-bit or 16-bit style graphics.
Really?
On a new PC game. And for the longest time, I'm sick of these. Like, I get it for the first couple of times, but now it's like every fucking game is like that, it seems like. And, I started hearing all this buzz about this Vampire Survivors game, but I'm like, it's one of those fucking, the pixely looking things.
Right.
And I'm like, do I really want to play something like this? And then it was on like some super discount on Steam, like it always is, like $4 or $5. So I'm like, fuck it. And I got it. And I tell you what, that is some fun shit. Like, once you get into it and kind of realize like how the game works and what's actually going on. Super fun, super addictive because you want to unlock everything. And so that's what I've been playing. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck a lot.
So what's the premise of the
Essentially,
game?
it's survival.
Okay.
You're in a level and you're just like constantly being bombarded by enemies, and you start off with like a very weak weapon, so you're like having to run away and just like kind of cut them as you can, and you get experience by killing them, and then as you gain more experience you can get either a new weapon or an upgrade to your current weapon. And eventually you can have like 6 weapons. Like once you get towards the end of the level, you're like a fucking god at that point. You're just like, you can just stand there and you're just like firing shit all over the place, and it's killing the enemies before they even get on screen.
Is it like a progressive game? Like, are
Yes.
you like moving like Doom style, like through hallways or whatever?
Yes. You can move around, and that's how you unlock a lot of stuff. Technically, you could play it in just one small area, just kind of like running in a loop and just killing shit as they spawn.
Okay.
But obviously there are rewards for exploring and doing other things. But yeah, the game is so fucking addictive. And I find now, anytime I have a few minutes just to do nothing, I fucking fire up the Steam Deck and play Vampire Survivors for 20, 30 minutes.
What's the what else is it on, like platform wise?
I think it's on everything. Like I just saw it's on because I was looking through my Xbox Game Pass this morning, and it's on Game Pass. It's on Steam. I'm sure it's on all of the consoles. Super fun game though. But at first, when you first start playing it, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because I had never played a game like this before. But apparently this is like a genre in itself. They call them like auto shooters or roguelike games. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And yeah, I was very confused when I first started it. And then once I started playing a little more and more, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Apparently it's on iOS also.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I just showed you my iPad.
If I can play this on my fucking phone, that might be the end of it.
We're never going to see Jason again.
Yeah, all right, I'm not going to do that right now. So yeah, that's been a big thing that I've been doing over the last few weeks. And the only other thing I have for my week is really I'm waiting for Dave's annual rant about the coming of fall. Since this is about the time of year where we always talk about it. Early August, I used to have the Sam Adams Oktoberfest beers. So that's all. So I'm just waiting for Dave's fall rant, and then I'll just pass it to you.
So, with fall comes school.
Yes.
And the signs for back to school are part of what brings on the fall rant, as it were, because for some reason everyone deems that fucking summer is over. You know what's so trying in therapy to figure out. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time in therapy to actually like get to the bottom of this. But what happens for me is like from July into August, right? I have like this switch happens where it's like, oh fuck, it's August. It's almost September.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I have to like get all of the summer in, like that I haven't gotten right now. And it's almost like it's the pending doom of like, I need to have all the fun and be happy right now because I know in 31 days that it's going to be over type thing.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous because I know I'm not like, I started school again.
For your master's program.
I'm back, back in the swing for the master's thing. Back in the swing for the master's thing. It's a slog right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in systems psychology, and I've never seen the word system in a book so many times in my fucking life. It is one of those where the systems talking about the systemness of the system.
So you got to make sure to answer or write your papers with a lot of systems.
There's a lot of the word system.
Mm.
I take a holistic view of the systems with the systems.
Right.
That's a real sentence. Anyway, so I'm back. Yeah, started school again, which doesn't help. And kind of combining the school bullet with the Vampire Diaries thing. Like, so I think when we were last on, we'd kind of talked about how I wasn't able to go on the golf trip
Yeah.
because of the whole skin cancer bit.
Yeah.
So I really haven't, like, because I'm supposed to still be putting the steroid on my face, and I haven't. I'm the worst. But it's getting there. It's slowly getting better.
Yeah.
But I haven't been outside really, and it's killing me. It really is, like, because it's that same thing, right? So July into August. Now we're into August. I haven't been down the shore. I haven't. I didn't go on the golf trip. I'm not outside doing shit. Like when we're walking the dog, we have to wait till it's like almost dark. So now you're not out like as long, and it's just for me being like I've waited all year for this time of year, and to not be able to like fully enjoy it is just it's not a good place to be.
Right.
But recognizing it is half the battle, so trying my best to dive into Lego therapy or whatever I have to do to to get to the other side of it and try not to murder everyone around me. But it really is a thing. Like back when you're walking on the boardwalk in Ocean City and there's like, oh, look, back to school this, back to school that. Like that has no place. No place. Like you should not be down the shore. If you're a kid and you're walking around down the shore and you're on the boardwalk, like going like, oh, we're going to go play mini golf and we're going to go do this. And like you walk by a place and it has like back to school on that fucking building. Those windows should be busted out. Fuck that place. Don't go there, because that's fucking horse shit. I don't care what kind of sale you're having. Like, there's no back to school. Like, no, this is summer.
Right.
This is summer. If I'm down the shore and it's fucking summertime, don't put that school shit in the fucking window. Nobody wants to think about that.
No, definitely
Nobody
not.
wants to think about that.
But I mean, it's like the whole Halloween and Christmas thing, how they just like put the shit out earlier and earlier every year.
It's know your fucking audience, right? It's like, who are you marketing to? The fucking parent that wants to get rid of the kid into school? Like, fuck. Let summer be summer. Let the seasons be the seasons. Like, it's so... Everything goes by so fucking fast that the more we lead into all of these other things, it makes the time feel shorter.
Yeah.
Like, it's the exact opposite. You're not getting, like, extra, like, oh, look, if we start talking about fucking Halloween in July, then Halloween just seems like a longer holiday. Does it? Or when Halloween is over, does it have this finality that is just extra depressing? Because now you're staring at December and it's fucking Christmas and you're like, oh my God, it's already Christmas.
Yeah.
And you wasted months thinking about Halloween. How about you just let things happen as they're supposed to happen?
Yeah.
And we're just led along this fucking string. Then I just, it does, it drives me batshit crazy a lot. And I try. I really try. I try not to. I try to, like, hey, it doesn't affect me, right? My summer ends whenever I want it to, right? I don't have kids that are school age. I don't have to worry about back to school. I don't worry about back to school clothes and sneakers and fucking books and pens and note paper.
I'm almost there.
None of that shit. It's a glorious place to be. But I still don't want to see it, because my inner 12-year-old still is like just in full panic mode about
that PTSD moment.
Yeah, I hated going back to school. Hated it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Hated it. Which is really funny, because John's daughter loved going back to school.
Oh yeah, my youngest son Ben, he's like looking forward to going back to school. He's like, I can't wait for it to start.
Where did you come from?
Yeah.
Like, John and I were joking. It's like, where did this kid come from? It's like, you don't look forward to going back to school. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the really social people do, but
yeah,
that was never me.
Maybe. Yeah, no, me either. No, it's like the beginning of school year was just like back to a reality that I did not want to deal with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that, I mean, the end of the summer is so much more than just the fucking Oktoberfest. It is like this whole enveloping fucking psychosis that I have that is related directly to fucking summer.
Show me where the fall touched you, Dave.
Right, it's right in the fucking butthole. Right in the butthole.
Yeah.
Right. Well, no.
My penis
Oh,
so
shit.
smooth.
Carry on.
So, right in the butthole. Anyway, yeah. So the vampire thing. I'm trying. There'll be a point here real soon where I'll be able to get outside and do stuff. But in the meantime, it's the smart thing to do. I know I'm trying to not fucking get more skin cancer. I get it, and I got to be more diligent about applying sunscreen all the time. Because my pasty Irish ass needs to be wearing it more,
Yeah.
because I obviously have a proclivity to getting it.
Mhm.
So I don't know what we're yelling about. I saw that in the chat.
One of the many great lines from that movie.
Yes. Just walking around with a fucking hand grenade.
Where did you get a hand grenade? I don't know.
I don't know. Lastly, for my week, yesterday, I went and saw John Williams concert.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. So Kathy, like a month or so ago,
Mhm.
she had found that down in Ocean City they were doing a concert. Like the Ocean City Pops was doing a thing for John Williams, and she's like, "Oh, we should go." And it was like reasonably, like what, $20, $22, something like that.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was before I started school, so it was like, it was free Dave that had extra time and didn't really think about shit like that.
Mhm.
Not like Panic Dave, who still has 2 discussion board posts to make before 12 o'clock on Sunday. So, which, Helmet Fire and me and probably most of us will tell you that we do our best work in the 11th and a half hour. But
Yeah. I was like that back in college too.
yeah, it is. What it
I
is.
thrive under panic.
Yeah, the problem is this professor is this is the test pilot professor, the Chuck Yeager motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's through my bullshit so easily. So I have to be good.
You got to outwit him.
Yeah, right. Challenge. Very challenge accepted though. Anyway, so we went over to my sister-in-law's house, my nephew's birthday, and sang happy birthday, then went back, fed the dog, and went down the shore. And that's, again, the beauty of where we live. It took me 50 minutes to leave the house, and then I was in Ocean City parked.
Damn.
So it was kind of rainy and stuff down there. We're going against the shore traffic because, like, nobody's, like, move-in day for rentals is usually Saturday. So getting down the shore is worse on Saturday.
Yeah.
So going on Sunday evening is, you're not running into traffic. But it was a little rainy. Kathy and I played some putt-putt.
Nice.
If we score it based on how many holes in one there were, then Kathy won because she had a hole in one and I did not.
Good
So,
for her.
yeah, Kathy wins. And so at the music pier there in Ocean City, they have is where they had the show, and thankfully it's indoors. Right?
Yeah.
It's so
Shit.
it was cooler down there, but it was muggy.
Mhm.
Right. It was, it was summertime muggy. So it was like 72 degrees, but it was like kind of humid.
Yeah.
So we got into the place. Thankfully AC was working, which was glorious. And I picked good seats. They were like on an aisle, so I could stretch out my legs, and they were right by the exit, which is like, yes. And kind of right towards the front. And what I was expecting was like, I don't know.
Like all the classics.
Well, no. So what I was expecting was a fairly small, organized group of musicians, right?
Yeah.
Just like a small, 22, 24 piece, string sections with horns, and it's like the Pops, and I know the place isn't that big,
Right.
so I wasn't expecting like a large group of a huge orchestra, right? You go in there expecting it to be a smaller thing. So when we got in there, they had like 45 musicians on this stage.
Damn.
On this tiny ass stage. And Jason, it was so much better. Like they were really good.
Really?
They were really, really
like
good.
better than the time we went to see the John Williams?
Not better than in Philly.
Okay.
We've been really fortunate to see the Philly Pops, and when we've seen the Philadelphia Orchestra do their thing. Not as good as that, but still really good for such a small venue, and my expectations being kind of low and just being willing to enjoy just hearing some John Williams selections. I was really pleasantly surprised at how the quality of the music itself. The fact that it was 45 pieces, like a full string section, had the horns, had the drums, like it was really, really good. The conductor apparently had worked with John Williams directly on certain projects.
Nice.
So conductors are weird. Like I'm not a musician, so I don't understand what's going on really. And then watching them is kind of funny. They're like, you sit there thinking like, are they really watching him, what he's doing right now? Because he's kind of doing this shimmy thing, and I don't think that means what he thinks it means. But yeah, they were fantastic, and I'll tell you what they played. They did the Liberty Fanfare from, I forget what that's actually from, but the Liberty Fanfare, which was good. Then they did Flight to Neverland from Hook. They did selection from Jurassic Park. They did themes from Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah,
which was really good.
Did he do the Jurassic World movies too? Probably not.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Anyway,
I think he did.
Okay. Either way, carry on with your.
Anyway, so then he went into the Olympics, like the Olympic fanfare, because again, very few people know that John Williams wrote the Olympic music that you associate with.
Yeah, the one from the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
The 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. John Williams wrote that shit.
Dude, I remember when the Olympics came to LA in 84.
Oh, I can't imagine it in Cali. That must have been fucking huge.
Yeah, because I was only 100 miles from LA, and it was fucking everywhere, and people were talking about it all the time. The LA Coliseum, and just
that would have been amazing. There's part of me that really wants to try and go in 28, just to get out and get to see some swimming events.
Where is it in 28?
LA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But we'll see. I don't know. There's a whole logistics effort to that, and then people.
Yeah.
Then he played Dartmoor 1912 from a movie called Warhorse, which again, that was a deep cut.
Yeah.
But was excellent. There was a tribute to John Williams, which is a smattering of everything. It had some Jaws, had some Close Encounters, had Superman. E.T. was in there.
Fucking right.
There was another selection I can't remember that was in there. It was nice. It was like one of those things where it's like, oh hey, you hear when you hear like a tribute to John Williams, you hear like a series of things, and there's like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and stuff.
Yeah, all the classics.
In there. Indiana Jones was in that also. And then to close out before the intermission, they played the suite from Far and Away. Remember the movie Far and Away?
Yeah, the Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went on this long diatribe about how like nobody ever saw that movie. I'm like, I feel like a lot of people saw that movie.
Yeah, I definitely saw it after it hit the cable movies.
Yeah,
movie
I didn't
channels.
see it in the theater, but
Yeah,
I know I
no.
definitely saw it at at home.
Yeah,
at some
actually,
point.
I think because my family, we were big on VHS rentals.
Mhm.
So like they literally would get 2 VHSs a weekend. So we were watching movies all the time at home.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the soundtrack is. If you don't realize John Williams, we have the benefit of the internet now, right? So we can find out everything he did.
Mm-hmm.
But John Williams did the score for that, and there's a lot of like Celtic kind of dancing and stuff like that in there. They had an intermission. Everyone went outside and saw the full moon over the ocean, which was amazing. Not part of the show. Then it was all Star Wars after the intermission.
Mm-hmm.
So he played Yoda's theme, played Asteroid Field.
Nice.
Here's the thing. All right. It was great. Don't get me wrong. They played really, really well. And I am not a musician, so I really don't have much room to talk. However, I've listened to this music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a playlist on my iPhone or on my Apple Music that's called The Essential John Williams, right? And it has a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here, and a lot of stuff that people don't know about. And then for the greatest hits, I have J-Dub Fire, and then I have like just the finales from the movies. I call it J-Dub finales, and like so. This is what I listen to when I'm doing homework and shit.
Yeah.
So I know what this music's supposed to sound like. So when like there was a horn slip up or something like that, I was keenly aware of it.
Ah, that
so
sucks.
but like Kathy, she's like, she didn't really notice. It was just something that like, because I'm like fucking hanging on every note, like anticipating. I picked up on that. There was one part of it was in Asteroid Field when there's a fairly long string section where they're just like, for a long period of time, and you could hear the strings, like some of them were starting to gas out, like they weren't able to keep up that that pace. I mean, like that's legit. Yeah. I mean, I like that's like, hitting a heavy bag for like a fucking minute full force. I mean, that's what they're doing up there is fucking amazing, and I could never do it, and they did it extremely well. I'm sure it's hot as fuck up there, and they're in tuxedos and shit. But anyway, Asteroid Field was great. It was great to hear in a, because it's not one of those that's like always played with John Williams stuff.
Yeah,
and it's one of the best ones.
Yeah, yeah.
They played Forest Battle. Then he did Luke and Leia from Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Rebellion is Reborn from The Last Jedi, which he specifically said Star Wars 8. He went out of his way to not say Last Jedi.
Smart.
Like, Star Wars 8, which I found amusing. He did also announce when he was going into that, he's like, yeah, usually I would do something from The Rise of Skywalker here. However, my plan is for next year to do something from all 9 movies. So apparently every year the Ocean City Pops does a John Williams thing.
Oh, okay.
So now that I know this, I'll be paying attention to it. But apparently next year he wants to do basically something from every all 9 movies.
Well, then we need to go next year.
Yes, exactly. Oh, good. Yeah, I just saw that note. And then closed with Throne Room and the end title, which, oh God, I love that song. I love that music so much. And it's funny too, because the conductor was like, there's a couple of pieces of music that got him into classical music. One of them was the Olympic fanfare. Yep. Because he was at that age where it made that impression on him. And the Throne Room and the end credits, going through that entire thing. It's like, those are like the vivid memories of what brought him to classical music.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
it's Yeah, it was fantastic. And then he did an encore, and he played like a little Mandalorian medley,
Oh, nice.
which was it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, not John Williams, but still.
No, he said
Good-
as
good theme.
a different doing something different. He said, well, I need to play a little Mandalorian. It was cool. I'd never heard any Mandalorian stuff played live, so it was neat.
Yeah.
And it sounded good. They did great. They had the appropriate amount of musicians to make the music come at you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey, there's only a handful of these people that are trying to make just enough music. They had it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fantastic, and I'm glad Kathy found it. It sucked driving back and getting home at 10:30 at night, but
Yeah.
it's
Always does.
yeah, it was worth it. It was totally worth it.
All right.
And yeah, that's it. That's it for my week.
All right.
Weeks.
Yeah. It's been weeks, and I'm sure we both could have talked about a lot more stuff, but
It's been 1 week. No, what?
but okay. Are we ready to get into our main
No,
topic?
I need a break.
Oh, okay.
I don't have like my bladder's not tuned for podcast peeing yet, so
Yep.
I need a break.
All right. Then I guess we will take a very quick break and be right back after this quick word from our sponsors.
Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste, it's a grin, it's a groove, it's a blast. Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste, it's a win, it's a definite blast. Colt 45, ammunition, loaded with dynamite taste. So grab one, down one, get yourself around one. Colt 45, malt liquor, Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste.
Another new video that Dave put together since the last time we recorded. Very nice. It's high time we got past the clicking or ticking clock. Clicking clock. Yeah, that's what it's called. Oh, anyway. Oh my god. I missed so much of the chat. It's not Anchorman, but still a great line. I declare bankruptcy. A lot of talk about Josh. Hannibal Lecter. What the fuck are we talking about here? And y'all are like stealing our thunder with the quotes because that's what we're going to be talking a lot about when we get into the main topic. Yep, you guys know. You know what's up. You good? All right. Well, I think we should just go ahead and get back to it.
Just gonna do regular. I mean,
Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste, it's a grin, it's a groove, it's a blast. Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste, it's a win, it's a definite blast. Colt 45, ammunition, loaded with dynamite taste. So grab one, down one, get yourself around one. Colt 45, malt liquor, Colt 45, it's a dynamite taste.
And we're back. So,
poor Jason. I just like
yeah, little hesitation there at the end. But yeah, Anchorman. So we finally are getting around to talking about this movie that is 20 fucking years old.
25 years old.
No, 20. It came out in 2004.
Okay, because it says 25th anniversary in the notes.
I don't know who wrote that, but they should be fired.
All right, let's just change this so I don't refer to it again as the wrong thing. Because I thought it was 20, and I saw 25. I'm like, am I wrong?
So yeah, like we always do when we talk about a movie, we talk about kind of our history with it.
Yes.
And so for me, Did not see it in theaters when it came out, but I saw it like the second it hit DVD because this was a period of time where Kristen's sister was living with us when we had our house in Pemberton, and she worked at a Blockbuster. So she'd bring home stacks and stacks of DVDs every fucking week, and Anchorman was one of them. And yeah, watched it in 2004, thought it was very funny, and for some reason I didn't watch it again until we started prepping for this show. I'm like, fuck, I really haven't watched it since that one time I watched it on DVD.
That's crazy.
But it was great because it was like a whole new experience. And
I can't imagine only seeing this movie twice.
Yeah, well, it's been 3 times now.
3 times.
Yeah. By the way, streaming for free on Paramount Plus right now.
Is it really?
Well, if you're a Paramount Plus subscriber.
It's fair.
Yeah. But 20 years old. Came out July 9th of 2024.
No, it's 2024 now.
Oh, God. I'm 94. So confused.
94. 94. 90.
Are you done?
94.
My penis is so smooth.
Are you finished?
Now I'm finished.
Oh, my God. For some reason, I just never saw it over the years again. And I know you have a completely opposite story from that.
So the copy, I think the original copy that I have of this is a DVD 9.
Right.
And that's
that you probably got in Thailand or something like that.
Either like at Phuket or, one of those places. And that's the copy that was like my travel copy.
Yeah.
And it got watched, I don't know, 1,000 times. I mean, it was one of those staple ones that you could put in and just you knew you were going to laugh your tits off every time you watched it.
Oh yeah, because the movie's brilliant.
Yeah.
Every fucking line of dialogue
right.
is like a quotable line.
Yeah, because it's so the entirety of the idea that these characters could live in a world where like this fantasy land called San Diego,
right?
That this is just how it was. Like, okay, we're going to these news people, and like it was so perfect.
Yeah,
and things like have the news fights between the fucking all that like
yeah.
It's like there was so many elements, and the pacing of it was so good, and it was Will Ferrell at his best, and you could put it in and know every single word, right, and just like go along with it and not get tired of it.
Yeah,
right. There was never a time when I'm like watching, I'm like, I don't feel like watching this now. If I put it in, I was watching it. So yeah, I wish I had been. There just wasn't time, and the time I had to watch movies was either on alert or on a trip.
Right, which we were on trips quite a bit.
So it watched a lot while I was on the jet, mostly. So which was a lot, especially back in those days.
And because I had not watched it in 20 years, I completely forgot like how some of the plot went. For some reason, I was under the impression that Christina Applegate's character came in to be the new boss of the newsroom, not a reporter. Yeah, that's what I had in my head, and that's why everybody hated her, because it was a woman coming in to be the boss. And I'm like, oh no, she was an anchor.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of shit that I just forgot. But that's the beauty of it, because I got to re-experience it and laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
As I was rewatching it. This time.
There is something to be said for that. I can see that if you haven't watched it in a while, just be like all those things hit again.
Yeah.
And be funny again. That'd be funny.
Yeah, and I mean this was like right at the height of that fucking bro comedy era where it was like all the Will Ferrell movies, Vince Vaughn, fucking both Wilson brothers.
Yeah.
And then you like Seth Rogen and them started creeping in, like Superbad and all that. This was such a great fucking time for movies.
What the fuck happened?
Political correctness.
Yeah. What a difference 2 decades can make, huh?
Yeah. Though the top movie in the box office right now is Deadpool and Wolverine, which is its own kind of bro comedy.
Yeah, which is remarkable. I still have to. I have to go see it.
It's fucking awesome.
I have to see it.
Such a good movie. So yeah, this was just such a great time. These early to mid 2000s, just so much good shit. And this goes right along with it. And the guy who directed it, see, at first I thought this was another Judd Apatow movie, but he was only a producer of this one. The director, who I thought I had up, Adam McKay. He did some of the other movies he did during this era was Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, The Campaign.
Oh God!
And then he started doing Marvel movies for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, but
because apparently, directing Zach Galifianakis in The Campaign was his stepping stone into Marvel movies.
yeah, the only thing I remember from that movie is the pugs.
Yeah,
They're just staring at him. Are they all right?
that is the general impression I get of those animals. Those poor animals.
So it came out in where did my notes go? Okay, so yeah, it came out July 9th. It had a budget of $26 million, made about $91 million. So, I mean, it turned a profit.
Yeah, it made a couple bucks.
Yeah, and I would imagine it probably made more in DVD sales.
Had to have.
Because this was, again, the peak of DVDs as well.
It didn't make it for me because I got it from DVD 9, but that's
right.
Neither here nor there.
But I'm sure, like, everybody fucking bought this movie back in the day. So, yeah, a small little budget comedy that ended up, making a lot of money. And then, of course, having the fucking cultural impact that it did.
Oh, yeah.
With, again, all the fucking quotable lines and everything, which we are going to get into as we get going. And then, some of the cameos in this movie, I completely forgot that some of these people were in here. Like Jack Black, the motorcycle guy, completely forgot he was in this. Loved his, like, kind of southern accent. What's up, bro? Fucking Seth Rogen, who I mentioned earlier, was in this. He was the cameraman. Very small bit role, but
yeah, you saw him. I mean, it was. I'm trying to think of. All I can remember is just as grinning. Like he was just a grinning. It might as well have been in the credits as grinning idiot,
right?
Instead of what was it? What you read it earlier? What his character was in the credits? It was like enthusiastic cameraman.
Oh yeah.
I would go with grinning idiot.
Yeah, fucking Danny Trejo was in it. Fred Armisen, Catherine Hahn, who now she's pretty well known for being in some Marvel stuff. She's got a show of her own coming out, her own Marvel show coming out soon. So yeah, this had a lot of up and coming actors and actresses in it, and it was great.
20 years.
I know, and it doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
No, it does not.
Which fucking sucks. So anyway, the way I wanted to do this was, and the chat kind of beat us to it a little bit, is this movie is just so full of quotable lines,
right?
Like damn near every bit of dialogue. I thought instead of like going through the movie scene by scene, I would go through dialogue by dialogue, with like some of these fucking one-liners.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the very beginning, they bring up this is based on actual events.
Right.
Only the names have changed, and I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, buddy.
Come on, buddy.
Like,
come on, buddy.
I mean, to be fair, like, I'm sure a lot of this stuff was probably happening back in the fucking 70s, especially like the chauvinism and all that stuff in The Office.
For sure.
But, the characters were so outlandish. But I could definitely see, like, these guys that were, like, the lead anchor on these top news stations, being these fucking banger parties and, doing all this crazy shit. So
right.
It didn't really seem that out of the
there has to be some truth to that.
Yeah.
And how that was. Like, I have this, I have many leather-bound books, using something like that to impress women.
Yeah.
Fresh Naga hide and leather-bound books to impress women.
I have a lot of leather-bound books.
Like, which I that's a line that I use.
Yeah, but it was a great intro into the movie, kind of give that narrator giving the background.
Right.
And then, Ron Burgundy stepping off the helicopter. And like one of the last things the narrator said was Ron Burgundy was the balls.
Right.
Which I don't know if I've ever heard that used in that context.
I'm
outside of this.
Pretty sure that's not how it's supposed to be used.
Right. And then, of course, we get to the clips of him getting ready, the unique New York.
Unique New York.
And
The arsonist has oddly-shaped feet.
yes. And when I heard that, I'm like, fuck, that's the thing that Dave always does. Now I know where that came from.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why would I?
Look, I even wrote it. If you can see here, where is it? The ho 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 Dave's thing.
I love it. Where? Why would I? Why would I do that just out of nowhere? I mean, I do a lot of goofy shit.
Right.
I do. So I guess it's not out of character to do some goofy shit like that.
But yeah, you've done that consistently throughout the course of this whole show.
Right. And now you know. Now you know why.
Yeah.
Now it makes more sense.
Indeed, it does.
This whole time, I didn't realize that he didn't know why I was doing it.
Yeah. So we get into this party, and he meets Christina Applegate, and the next line I wrote down was, "I have a nickname for my penis." Oh, no, this was before that. This was the Brian guy.
Right.
I have a nickname for my penis. It's called the Octagon. And I also have names for my balls. My left one is James Westfall, and the right one is Dr. Kenneth Noisewater.
It's...
Again, so fucking
Like,
preposterous, but
yes,
hilarious at the same time.
Probably somebody has done it. Somebody has gotten just absolutely ripped and just been like, yeah, I should name my right testicle Kenneth Noisewater. Why wouldn't you do it?
My penis is so smooth.
Right?
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if at least the James Westfall was like an actual person,
Look,
or it's probably some weird inside reference.
yeah, it's got to be an inside reference. There's
Yeah.
there's no way that that's just random.
Yeah, it's like the accountant for all these main actors.
And
or
if it
something.
is random, like fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, I need a name. It needs to sound really random. How about Kenneth Noisewater?
No, even better, Dr. Kenneth
Dr.
Noisewater.
Kenneth Noisewater. That's yes, absolutely.
Uh,
Full send.
yeah. And then we go to Steve
Champ.
Carell's. Yeah.
Or no, Brick.
Yeah, Brick. And he's just like, and I am what some people call mentally retarded.
Which is it plays in my that like some people would call me mentally retarded. That yeah.
It's so good. And I mean, Steve Carell in this, he was fucking great as Brick.
Yes. He is I think Pop My Culture was talking about Brian Fantana being everything. Brick was brilliance in this. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, I think they all were in their own way too.
yeah, this is true. Champ was like everyone had their moment.
Yeah.
Everyone got a chance.
Yeah. So fucking again, just brilliant. Next line I have is by the beard of Zeus.
Right. Which is accentuated at the end when they're going through the
Like the end credits. Yeah.
and going, and he's doing I get ad-libbing
Mhm.
like Will Ferrell style, just
Oh, yeah.
like all the different things. It's just like, Jesus Christ. How could you work around somebody like that? Like it just
Yeah, I don't know how the crew doesn't just break during the fucking filming of this.
I'm gonna say this and do not take it the wrong way,
Okay.
because I don't want it to seem like I am anywhere near any kind of like comedic level like that. But I can imagine, because it's what happens to me is it's a completely different, like, it's just you just go into another, like, you just slip into like just another not personality, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, okay, I'm in this character, and all the random shit just kind of like, I've unlocked this challenge, and it's just and all that shit comes out, and you don't think about it, because if you script that shit, it doesn't work.
Right.
None of that works. If any of the shit that I pull on you, if I scripted any of that, none of it would work.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Hang on. Let me check this right now.
Oh, is this the point in the show where one of Dave's family members calls?
No, it's the John.
Is he watching?
He might be.
All right.
But no, he was actually responding to a question that Kathy had.
Okay.
Hello to Sterling Asia, if you're watching.
Yeah. Next line I had was, "You have an absolutely breathtaking hiney."
Yes.
when he was talking to Christina Applegate.
Yes. Wait. No. I want to be inside you. Or no, what did he say after that? It's like,
Oh God.
I want to be in you.
Yeah. and that's about the point where she walks away.
Right. I want to be inside you. I just stand there with his fucking. He's got his bathrobe on, just disgusting, hairy, fucking, just greasy chest with that fucking hair and the mustache and everything. He's just like, rah. Look, he looks like Will Ferrell in fucking Old School. Like, rah.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, and with his scotch.
Here it goes
down into my belly. Yeah, it's so fun.
Yep.
So fun.
And then one of the lines that I did remember for the last 20 years was the I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I have many leather-bound books.
Oh, it's fucking great. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
That's right. That's right. Rich mahogany.
It's like, who comes up with this shit? Like, whoever wrote this script is got to be a fucking genius, because they kept it like.
And how much of it was ad-libbed? I mean, honestly.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, that's true too. Like, I'm sure a lot of it had to have been.
And how does Christina Applegate hold it together as the straight person in all this? You know.
Next line I have. This was after he got home after the party. You know how to cut to the core of me, Baxter. You're so wise, like a little Buddha covered in hair.
The timing. So what's really funny about these interactions with Baxter, right? So you have the dog is obviously barking to a challenge and response from a handler, right?
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell is just like, he's got to be ad-libbing it. He's got to be like the whole wheel of cheese thing.
Yeah.
You don't write that fucking dialogue.
Yeah.
You had a whole wheel of cheese.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah. Or come on, I don't speak Spanish.
Right. Right. Which that line right there is used by fucking millions.
Yeah.
Because they hear that line. They hear it comes from this thing. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. Another text?
On you. I want to be on you. That was the
okay.
line. I want to be on you, not inside.
Yeah, feel free to correct us in the chat.
Yes.
As I had to like scribble this stuff down in a hurry as I was trying to rewatch the movie. Yeah, there was one part where Paul Rudd, I can't remember exactly how he emphasized it, but he like said, I am hungover, but in kind of like a sing-songy type voice.
I am hungover.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So there's a funny thing about this scene that I'll never forget. So this is I don't know how much of this you have written down, but this is the scene where they announced that Veronica's going to be the next anchor.
Yep.
And when what's his name? I can't think of his name. He's like so fucking funny.
Oh, the old guy, the guy who's in charge. That's what's his name? Fred something or other.
Right, Fred Armistead.
No. Oh well, Fred Armistead is in this too, but
different Fred. Fred Willard. Willard?
Yes.
Fred Willard.
Yep.
Ugh. Anyway, so he's standing there like, "Are you paying attention, Ron? Are you paying attention? No, this is important. It involves all of us. Okay, right." And then so he starts talking about diversity.
Oh
right?
God, yes.
And Ron goes, well, what's diversity? And Ron goes, oh, well, I believe that's an old wooden ship, right?
Yeah, used in the Civil War era.
Right. So fast forward, I'm at the NCO Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is like, I don't know, like 2000. When did I go to the NCO Academy? 2007?
No, because you went. Oh, the NCO Academy.
NCO Academy.
Oh, I remember when you went to the senior one, but I might not have.
Yeah, that was 2010. So I think it was like, let's just go with 2007.
Sure.
For ease of math. So we're sitting in there, and diversity is one of the topics of the day.
Oh yeah.
And the instructor, who was great, he was fantastic. He plays this clip from the movie, and it was perfect. And there were so many people in the room that hadn't seen Anchorman, so it didn't make any sense to any of them, and except for like a handful of us.
Yeah.
And we're just like, oh my god, this is fucking great. And then every time I hear that line or hear the word diversity, I immediately associate it with that moment watching that clip at the NCO Academy. Sitting there in my blues watching fucking Ron Burgundy, like, oh, that's an old wooden ship.
Yeah, because I love the.
I doubt the network is concerned about an old wooden ship. Yeah, it was.
And just some of the randomness that seems like an ad lib line that was probably come up with by Will Ferrell.
Yeah, and that Fred Wilbur to go back and forth on. I can totally see it.
Oh yeah.
Like the time, one of the things that made this movie so good was the timing.
Yes.
Like the timing on a lot of the stuff was just phenomenal.
Well, yeah, and the cast had real good chemistry with each other.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
it makes a difference, especially with something like this.
Yeah, and even when Vince Vaughn comes in later,
mm-hmm.
And even though
I hate you, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, even though he's like the bad guy,
right?
He's still got that chemistry with these guys because he did Old School with Will Ferrell, and he's been part of all those bro comedies as well.
Yeah, he plays the same character in all of them, but it's a
great character. Yeah,
it's a great character.
So I can't really complain. When they were still kind of recovering before they introduced Veronica, there was I think it was the cowboy guy, Champ, yes. He's like, I woke up in some Japanese family's rec room, and they would not stop screaming.
And look, they're like they're television personalities, and they can get away with it.
Yeah. They probably felt untouchable.
Yeah, they walked around like that for sure.
Yep.
Up until they didn't.
Yeah. And then, of course, after they introduced Veronica, they were all pissed back in Fred Willard's office. And, they're screaming about her, the woman being on the crew. And then, of course, the great Steve Carell line, I don't know what we're yelling about.
Yes. Again, a universal, that is a universal truth for all of the universe to have.
Yep. And then, of course, that's followed quickly by loud noises.
Loud noises.
That was good. The next one I have written down is you can use my office and afterwards can maybe go lunch when he
lunch.
Yeah, when he's trying to impress Veronica. I thought that was a pretty good line. And then when they're walking after that, they're kind of talking about it, and Ron Burgundy is like, well, we should give her a chance and show him some respect. And then the Champ's like, you sound like a gay.
You sound like you're gay. Meanwhile,
I need to use that line more often. You sound like a gay.
Yeah, good luck with that. 20 years ago?
Yeah.
20 years ago, portraying the 70s, you maybe get away with that.
Yeah.
Today?
Probably not. Yeah, you got to know your audience.
Shit, because there's kids that are walking around today that have not. This is not a thing for them. They don't understand this movie. I mean, what line did I use today? Before I was raging, I had used a line from a movie that I knew it just based on a reaction. It was like, you don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Well, so this was to somebody at work?
Yeah. One of the kids at work.
Yeah, dude, I've got a fucking person at my work who was born in like 2002, 2003 time frame. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, just be grateful you're not in an active duty squadron. It's like it's the Matthew McConaughey. I get older, they all stay the same age thing, but it's not a good thing.
Right?
It's not a good. It just makes you feel like shit all the time because I'm not even 50 and I'm the oldest person in that building, in the squadron.
Yeah.
For the most part, there's a couple civilians that are working there, but like comparatively,
yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah. On my security team, I'm the second oldest person. The only person older than me is the person who's in charge of like everything security wise. Yeah, I'm the second one. I'm older than my fucking supervisor.
We're too young to be this old.
I know.
Fucking military, man. It puts it on you.
Yes, it does.
This 20 years of Anchorman, if you think about it, this is 20 years just put on us.
Yeah.
Like this is that extra 20 years.
Yeah, and the time that I saw this was, early-ish in my career, to where, I was still like an up-and-coming boom operator and everything.
Right.
And
beat that out of you real quick.
Yep. So then we get to the point where Vince Vaughn shows up.
Yeah.
And they're like talking about each other's mother, and he says, Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
Yes. But he's being held back. Like,
yeah.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
Talking about his own mom.
Right.
Ron was making
Wes
fun of her.
Mantooth.
Yeah.
See you around, number 2.
Yeah, but I love that. I love the fucking Vince Vaughn character in this.
And especially when later on when they're on the bikes and they come around and it's like the
you can even hear the ding ding
yeah,
ding
ding,
ding.
ding, ding. What? And he's the best is in that scene. With Dorothy Mantooth, he turns and looks at the guys that are with him like, "What? You can't say anything? The other guy's fucking retarded. He at least said something."
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Then we get into Sex Panther. It's
Right.
made with bits of real panther. Yeah.
It's it's banned in so many countries. 13 countries?
That I don't remember.
like-
I didn't write that down.
Banned in 13 countries, I think.
Yeah, and 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense. It's the best is Burgundy, like, is the guy who's dumb as a sack of hammers, is playing along with somebody who's like, okay, this poor stupid man. I'm just gonna play along with this fool.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh my god, the dumb and dumber. Like
Yeah.
Sex Panther by Odeon.
Yeah.
And hits it with his elbow to fucking make the thing open up.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that impresses me every time, or something like that.
Yeah. It stings the nostrils.
Yeah, and then when
I'm
he walks,
not gonna lie, that smells like pure gasoline.
yeah, and then when he goes out and he's like making everybody sick out there, you hear one person say, "It smells like Bigfoot's dick."
Yeah, it's some random broad.
Yeah.
So she says, and this is something that I use, like a line that I use.
She is in Veronica.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she says, no, it smells like, what is it? Burnt. It was like burnt diapers and Indian food or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, and I'm like, I know what that smell is. I've smelled that smell. Like, we've been places that smell like that. Like, I can visualize that smell because I've smelled it.
Thailand.
I smelled the smell. The smell of something smelly.
Thailand was the first place that we ever went.
No,
that I'm just like, as soon as the doors open, I'm like, ugh.
You don't have to wait for the doors to open. That's one of those places where you start smelling it at fucking, 16,000 feet when you're coming through transition altitude.
Yeah.
And you get an outflow valve open just a little bit, and you start getting some of that outside air in. You're just like, oh my god. And now I know where I am. Like, Africa smells like that. Like, you get Africa, Bangladesh, India.
Mm-hmm.
You get these garden spots that just like, oh, I smell burning garbage.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong,
fecal
Thailand is actually a nice place, and
Right.
there's some good spots there.
Sure, but
But
yes.
it also smells awful.
yeah, there is. And look, when I'm gonna flat out say it. When you're flying into Philadelphia, because the end of the runway has a fucking active waste management
Oh.
at the end of it. So like I get a little PTSD actually, because I'll pick up a whiff of like some like, fecal matter and like just wait a minute. where are like
Where am I?
I'm looking out the window like, oh god, yep, that's where I am.
Yep.
But the good news is the smell is only located there as opposed to everywhere, and
Right.
it doesn't permeate your clothing and
Oh
make
yeah, my
all your
clothes smell
food
awful.
make all your food taste like that.
Yeah.
Remember,
Well, hold on.
this is a huge sidebar, but after like
Well, I got another sidebar after that.
when you eating goat, like have you ever had like have you been out on the economy in like places like Chad or the Gambia or
No.
so you get out on the economy and you're like at some place to eat
Mhm.
and you're having like it's only like goat cheese, stuff like that, like because the meat, they don't have like regular meat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you'd have like this bolognese that was like made with goat, and the meat, because the goats are eating a lot of the trash, the goat meat tastes like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking horrific, dude. I'm like, I can't. I'll never eat that shit. Like goat milk, anything like that. No, fuck off. That immediately like it sets something in my brain that I can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another sidebar.
Join the military, kids.
Yeah. Another sidebar. You mentioned landing at Philly. When Bob and I got back from fucking Chicago Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. We got there at maybe 8 p.m., something like that.
Okay.
So, obviously the airport's going to be slow, right? Like, yeah, right? Evening of a Saturday, you don't really need a lot of coverage when it comes to ground handlers and things like that. Is that?
No,
that's not the case?
No.
Okay, maybe that's why we waited for 50 fucking minutes on the goddamn ramp waiting for some handler to be available because they were short-staffed tonight. It's like, yeah, guys, the airport's telling us that they're short-staffed tonight and they can't get anybody out here for a while. So, yeah, we sat on that fucking ramp for almost an hour just waiting to fucking park at 8 p.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Fucking
Dude,
bullshit.
When that's awful. That would back when I worked for American. Back when I did work for American, but back in those days, like you were, like that was what you were doing for that day. Like you were parking airplanes and pushback.
Mm-hmm.
Like you went from gate to gate like you were like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This
Just nonstop.
just running back and forth between the things. Like
Wow.
if you were the pushback driver, you were like driving the pushback and doing the airplane marshaling and everything else. Like it was non-fucking stop.
Yeah.
Because time is money. And at the time, American wasn't the primary. Like American only had the one terminal,
Right? Because it was U.S. Airways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
U.S. Air was the hub. U.S. Air is a fucking shit wagon airline. It always has been. Like
Yeah.
so when it's still well, I don't know about now because it's been like 20 years, but like U.S. Air still dominate. Like U.S. Air's management, like their infrastructure and everything else is now just wearing the American badging. So it's now you're dealing with that idiocy. Like a lot of the true American people are long gone.
Yeah.
American Airlines people, not the.
It's all run by the Chinese now.
No, I did not say that. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So let's where did
eating garbage?
Yeah.
Sex Panther.
Right. Smells like Bigfoot stick. We got that. Okay.
Yep.
The next one is I'm Ron Burgundy.
Well, I mean, she punched Champ in the dick before that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She did that.
I don't know if there was a good line associated with that. That
just
I didn't
like
write down.
whammy, like because he reached down and
tried to touch her tits.
Yeah, and she's like, you just tried to touch my breasts. He's like, oh. And then he says some huge chauvinistic thing, and she's like, goes and reaches for a stapler or something, and like just wham, just punches him right in the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking funny.
Yeah, and I think they did a lot of this on purpose. They made her like actually a good character, strong character because of the dynamic with the.
She's surrounded by buffoons.
Yeah, so obviously she's going to be a little bit smarter, a little bit
sure,
better than them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had no issue with that because it was all done in a good way.
Right.
And then he's out with her, like trying to go on the friendly date or whatever. And that's when we get the line, San Diego.
Well, this is where the pants, right?
The pants party?
No, this is before that. Well, yeah, that because Brick goes and asks her, "Do you want to come to the party in my pants?"
Yeah.
Or do you want to come to the pants party? Like, Brick, do you want me to come to a party in your pants?
Yeah.
No, Brick, I'm not coming to a party in your pants. Then I asked the cameraman. He's like, "No, let's go!" And he fucking takes off and then falls down.
Yeah.
That and then the fucking giant erection. You have a giant erection. They're like, what? Oh, it's just an optical illusion.
That's the pleats.
The pleats in the pants. I'm gonna take these back to the pants store. Yeah, it's just this is embarrassing, or no, this is awkward.
Yeah,
and then has the line, "Don't act like you're not impressed."
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just her like just sitting straight up. You have a giant erection. What? Oh.
Like, how would you not know that?
Pleats and the pads.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we go to
then we go to where he's at with her, and San Diego, discovered by the Germans in 1904. They named it. Oh yeah, they named it San Diego, which is German for a whale's vagina.
And she's like, "No, that's not right." Well, when in Rome. No, that's it's whale's vagina now has become synonymous with San Diego.
Oh yeah,
it just has.
Obviously, yeah.
Like they might as well have patches made.
Which, by the way, in our time flying, we went through San Diego quite a bit. Had a lot of downtime in San Diego quite a bit. And as they're doing those overhead helicopter shots, I'm breaking. Oh, that's the bridge that goes to the base.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's the stadium.
Yeah, there's Coronado. There's all those places.
And then that what's the name of the place with the gals in skimpy outfits right next to the baseball stadium?
Tilted Kilt.
Tilted Kilt. Yeah. Might have gone
allegedly.
Might have gone there a few times.
Allegedly.
Anyway.
So, speaking of that, remember flying into that fucking airport?
Yeah,
and how fucking
you look like
terrifying it is.
Yeah, you can touch the fucking buildings. Yeah. They were that goddamn close.
I think there's YouTube channels that are dedicated just to like people like with videos landing.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I'm sitting back in the radio operator station and I'm looking out the window and I'm watching this parking garage roof just like get closer and closer and closer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah.
Like on glide path, like normal, and this fucking parking garage is like getting really big in the fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm 118 feet behind the pilots right now, and it looks like we're going to land in the parking garage. And I'm watching, and as we go by, you're watching like the fucking street lamps and shit go by, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was eye-opening the first time. Like, I'd be prepared for something like that if I'm going to like, oh, we're going into Honduras or one of those fucking places.
Yeah,
where
don't even start with that one.
Yeah, where I just like I take some fucking straps and cinch my butthole really tight so I don't fucking suck up all the seat cushion.
Yeah,
like,
and when the pilots are telling you, yeah, just keep a look outside too, and just make sure we don't get close to a mountain. Like, Jesus Christ.
What define close? what are we looking for here?
Yeah. But I actually remember the first time I flew into San Diego. I was with Liam, we used to fly with, and like we're same situation as you. But I'm like looking out at the fucking like the apartment buildings and shit that you're going by, and I look at Liam. I'm like, he's like, don't worry about it, because Liam, he was always cool.
Yeah, he was like, God,
he didn't have a care in the world.
Nope. He was. Oh God, I've told the cliff jumping story on this for the show. Right?
Yeah, Hawaii.
Yeah. Just that laissez-faire, like, oh, I'm just going to jump off of this, put my fucking flip-flops on my hands and just jump off this fucking cliff
into
oblivion.
and we'll see what happens.
And just fuck it. Like, what? Meanwhile, I'm going to stand up there for 15 minutes going,
yeah. So anyway, where'd we leave off?
screaming.
Oh, yeah. And then
San Diego.
Whale's vagina. Later that evening, they start getting a little intimate. And
Well, so you're skipped over entirely the fucking the flute thing.
oh, yeah.
The-
I wasn't a huge fan of that
Yes,
scene.
flute. So I don't know if I had watched it with the thing on that describes like certain parts of it. What the hell's that called? The pop-ups or whatever. Not the subtitles, but like
Oh,
you know, when you watch a movie and it pops up with like fun facts or whatever.
that's never happened to me ever, by the way. Like, what streaming service is that?
And I think it was on the DVD 9 as an option.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, but it had like one of the things was, I guess there's in the 70s like the jazz flute was a thing.
Mhm.
So like so you know how you hear them humming,
Mhm.
like, and I like what I thought was like, oh geez, that's just like this really just obvious, just like, oh, he's just not really playing it. He's just like like we'd be playing kazoos, right?
Right.
Which I wouldn't put wherever that kazoo is. I wouldn't put my mouth on it at this point. But apparently there was a famous musician of that time period that's how he played it. Like, and it was a rock band. And I'll be damned if I can fucking think.
You're
of
not
it.
thinking Jethro Tull, are you?
I don't know. Am I?
I mean, I know he was like they were a rock band that had
They
the
have a
flute
jazz
guy.
flute. Yeah, but that was the thing. It was like, like you could hear him humming like that, like while he was playing it.
Right.
And that was like kind of part of it. So now whenever I watch that scene, it's more about that. And then it gets like the beginning of it's kind of like, yes, is this the best scene? Not really, but there's parts of it like where he's getting super into it. And well, first when he pulls the fucking thing out of his jacket is fucking phenomenal. It's like, oh,
Well, I mean, he pulled a fucking bed rod out of his
yeah.
thing during the fight.
So that, and then like sliding underneath the fucking urinal between the dude's legs, I thought that was funny. And then like sucking up all the alcohol and like making the fire, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Well, so I'll tell you why this I had a problem with this. And it's not even my problem. It's Kristen.
Okay.
Because she's played the flute since she was a little kid.
Fair
And
enough.
the second he starts playing, she's like, okay, he's fake playing because his hands are nowhere near the right position or his mouth the way it is. So,
Yeah. Oh, dude, totally. I can appreciate that.
yeah. So that's all I could focus on during that. And I'm
Right.
like, fuck, thanks for ruining that goddamn scene for me.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Anyway, we can move on from that. I just wanted to, I thought it was a fun scene, and it was a transition scene because during that he went from just being a like one of the guys that was hitting on her to somebody that she like kind of looked at with like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
this guy's cooler than I thought he was.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let this guy on me.
Well, well, the exact quote is, where did it go? Fuck.
He's hairy. He's hairy.
I'm storming your castle on my steed, my lady.
Right, exactly.
I need to start using that line.
Again, good luck.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
Anyway, yes. So they have this goofy sex scene, otherwise known as unicorns and fucking
right.
rainbows, and I freaking love you. Like whatever. I'm like, okay, this is like the acid trip part of the
Right.
of this.
I wrote down this line, and now I can't remember what the context was. So tell me if you know what this is. Stop talking like that. I can't understand you.
Stop talking like that. I can't understand you.
Yeah, I don't remember what the context was for that one.
Well,
But it was somewhere in this area of the movie.
you're not. I mean, we're not there yet, but you're not talking about like when he was in the phone booth.
No,
when
that was
Fantana
way later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if anybody in the chat knows, let us know.
Stop talking like that. I can't understand you.
Yeah, I don't know if he was talking to Baxter or what.
It probably was a Baxter conversation, honestly.
Yeah. Then we go to that scene that we actually watched earlier today when Ron's telling his buddies about how he's in love with her and all this other stuff.
Right.
And what's his name? Brian said, I was in love once. And he's like, oh, what was her name?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Not off to a good start, but go on. and this was my favorite line of this whole exchange. She was Brazilian or Chinese or something, or something weird.
Or something weird.
I met her in the bathroom in a Kmart. I don't know why I find that so fucking funny. Because I spent a lot of time in Kmarts when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time.
Yeah, same.
That's like where we bought all of our shit.
Yeah, the Defert Kmart.
Yeah. And just then he met her in the bathroom of a
Right.
Kmart.
That's not love.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do this.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. Look in the notes.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. You ready?
I guess.
You
I apologize
here,
in
throw
advance.
Throw it to me, and I'll start.
All right.
All right.
Go.
So no, you have to give me the line.
The first line?
The love one. Like so.
I don't think I have that written down.
What is love, Ron? That's what you're supposed to
Oh,
start
what
with.
is love, Ron?
Well, it's something like, gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been, when it's right. Why wait until the middle of a cold, dark night? When everything's a little clearer in the light of day. And we know the night is always gonna be there anyway. You gonna do the high note, or you want me to do it?
I'll try it.
All right. Thinking of you working on
I thought I was doing it.
I can't not hear it as Brick. I can't not hear it as that.
All right, let's
We'll
try
both
that.
do it.
All right.
Let's both do it. Thinking of you working on my appetite. Looking forward to afternoon delight.
We're not even singing on the same beat.
Sticks and stones together make the sparks ignite, and the thought of loving you is getting so exciting. Sky rockets in flight. Boop. Boop. Afternoon delight. We didn't rehearse that.
No.
But
Dave just threw the lyrics in the notes and
afternoon delight. I got it. I'm gonna go do this over here. Anyway, we tried.
Yeah,
we tried.
yeah.
It was a last minute ad.
yeah. See, if we'd thought about it, we probably would have practiced
Right.
it, and it probably
Right.
would have sounded good.
Yeah,
Sounded
I
pretty
think
good.
so. I think we could have done it. I don't know about the high part, but
You can hit a good high note sometimes.
sometimes I have to. That would have taken some practice. Though.
Yeah.
Thinking of you working. No, because there's a thing.
Think J-Lo. You do a pretty screechy high note with
Yeah,
her.
but going from real singing to into like right into J-Lo,
Yeah.
I think I would break something. Like I don't know that would like. I think like
I'm mentally retarded.
I am mentally retarded. Later, doctors would call me mentally retarded. I should have used the Hennifer voice, I guess. but it would've-
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rehearse again, and then maybe in the
All right.
future we will drop that on you randomly,
All right.
the rehearsed version.
Gonna find my
Anyway, where the fuck were we? Oh yeah, I love lamp was the next line that I wrote down because again, Steve Carell's like, I like carpet, or
like-
I love carpet.
I love lamp.
Yeah. Well, next it was I love desk. Brick, are you just saying you love whatever you see? I love lamp.
love Lamp. I love Lamp.
Oh God, another great line. This is after, it was known, or Ron was dating what's her name, and talking to his friends again, and they're talking about how he hasn't been around as much, and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh yeah, and we're doing something tomorrow called jogging or yogging. It might be a soft J."
Right, right. Like what?
And that's the kind of shit I'm talking
new
about.
Thing called jogging.
Yeah, and you just run.
So stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's. I think it's a fucking great line. It's got multiple layers to it, and so good, so good. We haven't talked about the guy Fred Willard. Every time he's like talking on the phone to the school.
Oh Jesus! Like,
like the porn,
right? The German pornography. Oh no, of course not, sister. I'm just speaking in generalities.
Yeah, because we've all seen porn, and
yes, we all have seen German Scheiße porn. Oh no, of course you haven't, sister. I'm sorry. I'm just speaking in generalities. He plays it so fucking straight.
Yeah,
it is. He's the perfect guy. He's the perfect guy for that fucking part. It's
and of course after he hangs up the phone too, he always has like something positive to say.
Right.
Oh, it's my son. He gets into a little trouble at school or something like that. Because the next line that
put down the gun.
Well, hold on, because that's the next line I have, and it was Chris. Chris was on something called acid and was firing a bow and arrow into a crowd. You know how kids are. Yeah, and he's just another great addition, even though it's
straight. Plays it straight as an arrow.
Yeah,
it's just fucking awesome.
And he was perfect for the role. And that's the thing I think more than anything really made this movie great was the cast.
Yeah,
like the casting of this was goddamn flawless.
Well, it makes you wonder too. Like by the time we get to Anchorman, there's probably a decent enough track record with what's happening with these movies that it's like, okay, all these actors with good comedy chops know that, like, okay, this is good soup.
Yeah,
I want to be a part of this. And everything it's just a good mix, and whoever's a part of it, it becomes something.
Yeah,
and that's the way it was for a while.
All right, so starting on my final page of notes, I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Oh my God! So yeah, this is where Baxter gets punted,
which I could not fucking believe that. Like, I totally forgot about that scene, and when he fucking picked him up and just kicked him off the bridge, I'm like, holy shit!
the man punted Baxter. Wait! Let me tell you something.
Oh, that scene was great.
Oh my God, the glass case of emotion. And milk was a bad choice.
Yes, that was my next thing that I had on here.
Milk was a bad choice. Is those lines? I've probably, that is embedded in my vernacular. That is part of my Alzheimer's list of Alzheimer's with an A.
Yeah.
List of things that is going to fly out of my face when I don't have the ability to control it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just glass case of emotion. That's one of those where I wanted to be on set for, so like blue leisure suit and in this fucking thing, just him doing it. I'm just like, oh my God, it's so fucking funny. But the reaction to Baxter getting punted, well, this is happening. Boonk. Like the noise, he makes this noise. And it's just like,
yeah. Well, it was his favorite person in the world.
Oh God, this burrito is good, but it made me so full. Throws the fucking burrito right into fucking Jack Black's face. Like, hey!
Yeah, he just fucking falls right over.
Yeah, and then what was the engaging in fisticuffs?
Oh yeah,
yes, I use that all the time too. Like that's obviously, like about to engage in fisticuffs and introduce you to what I can't think of the names of his fucking fists. It's
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
named his fists like what's his name named his
Right.
balls, and they were just two random fucking names.
right. How did we get here before we got to? No, we skipped over the fight, the news team fights.
No, that's after this.
Is it?
Yeah, because we go from here to Ron and Veronica breaking up. After
Oh, that's
she
right.
does,
That's right.
she
that's
does
right.
the news.
Because you get this montage of them fucking doing their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that started off with "You scorpion woman," and then "You are a real hooker."
You're a real pirate hooker. Smelly pirate hooker.
Yeah.
Smelly pirate hooker.
Yep. And after that is when they're all like, "Fuck, what the hell?" And then they do the new suits jump, and we immediately see them walking through an alley,
Right.
and Brick is leading them. And they're like, "Are you sure this is a shortcut, Brick?"
Yeah.
What did they say? Was that? Are you sure?
Okay.
Yeah. So they're in some back alley. They have no idea where the fuck they are,
Right.
and that's when Vince Vaughn's crew shows up again
Comes rolling in
their bicycles.
on bicycles with the bells.
Yeah. Yep. And they're doing circles around them,
Yep.
like a motorcycle gang would do around a
And
person.
you hear like the like rattlesnake noises in
Yeah.
the background and shit. Like, and then they put the bikes down, and in like a pile.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, all right. The director's thing is going to be, all right. You're going to circle them. Don't hit the grips or anything, like, because the microphones are going to be here. So you're going to circle the bikes around, and then I want them in a pile over there. Like, can't we just drop the bikes? No. They need to be in a pile over there.
Yeah.
Because when you look, if you've watched it enough times and you see how they put the bikes around,
Mm-hmm.
it looked funny to me.
Yeah.
It may not be a thing. It just looked funny to me.
Yeah. Real quick, Chantal mentioned in the chat that all the littering that's done with this movie, because Ron was eating a burrito and then just
Right.
because that was a big thing back like before the 80s.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
crying Indian, right?
Yeah.
Like they had the commercials with they had to remind people, hey, fucking pick up after yourself.
Yeah, but because people were literally just fucking throwing garbage out of their goddamn window as they're driving, like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it was everywhere. And then they started these campaigns to like stop littering,
adopt the highways and
Yep,
all that
and
other
then
shit.
fines for littering,
Yeah,
and
it started at this time.
Yeah.
So that's a good catch.
Yep. So again, that's just a minor detail that they got right about the 70s. It wasn't even like anything comedic. It was just like, back then people used to just
Just
toss the shit out the window.
yeah, and ruin nature's beauty by just fucking tossing their garbage out.
Dude, I can remember driving with like some of my friends' moms or like
Yeah, you
aunts and uncles,
My penis is
and
smooth.
like they would be sitting there drinking a drink from McDonald's or whatever, and when they were done, out the fucking window.
Okay, you say that. I can't imagine doing that.
No, hell no.
I'll throw gum out the window.
Yeah.
That's as close as I'll come.
Mhm.
But actual trash out the window?
Yeah.
Never. It never even, I don't know if it's because it was ingrained in me because of commercials and everything else,
Yeah.
Growing up, but I would never do that. Never throw shit out the fucking window. Throw
Yeah.
garbage out the window. And when I was in Boy Scouts and shit too, we did the highway cleanup or picked up shit. So maybe that was kind of a reinforcement thing.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I can't. And even with the gum, I'm very cognizant of it's going into the woods off of 295.
Yeah.
It's not going to where people walk
No,
or anything
no.
like that. And whatever. Dude, speaking of, there was in Bordentown at one of the intersections, there's a place where somebody would throw a banana peel every day. So there's this pile of banana peels constantly. It's the strangest fucking thing.
Huh.
And I think it took on a life of its own. Kathy could probably tell the story better when she was working up there. But yeah, you'd pull up to this intersection and you just look out and there'd just be a fucking pile of
Banana peels.
Banana peels. And then somebody would clean them, and then there'd just be more of them. Like somebody was commuting, and then every day throwing their banana peel right there. Like, this is when I throw my banana peel out the window, right here.
It's weird.
At least it's biodegradable, I guess.
Yeah. It's still, when it rots, it
Tractor
smells
trailers,
like shit.
but tractor trailers are gonna fucking slide on it. It's gonna create this like huge pile up. Because banana peels, right? They're super slippery. Isn't that a thing?
Do you really think a semi truck is going to slip on a banana peel?
I'm not gonna fall for a banana in a tailpipe. Hey, I don't put anything by fucking driving in New Jersey after seeing the accident this morning where that dude is on his side somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can see the skid marks in the busted center divider where he crashed into it and went into the other side of the highway.
Not all the way to the other side. He stayed in the median. Thankfully, the median.
Well, no,
was
but I
wide
mean,
enough.
but on the other side of the divider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow facing the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
How? What?
You're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, that's not a good day. I saw the bottom of your truck, dude. Not a good day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So we were talking about the fight scene, right? And the first line that I have written down from that was him talking to Vince Vaughn. Let's dance, Dick Wood.
Dick Wood or Dick Weed?
Oh, that is Dick Weed. I can't read my own writing.
Yes, Dick Weed.
Yeah.
So before he gets to that, he goes through this whole thing about like he's talking about he's torturing him with like, oh, is your mommy not here to dry your tears off of? Like, he's like really like digging at him.
Yeah, because Veronica was
right,
doing the news.
Oh, fuck, there was a line there. I lost it. Let's dance, Dickweed.
Yeah. And then of course
dance. I like to polka. That's like the next line.
Yeah.
And then the who comes next? It's the
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson character.
Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up. I'm trying to think what number news network that is.
Yeah, they were the number 3 in the ratings. Like,
right.
You've been in number 3 for 5 years.
Yeah. I can't remember the lines that he gives, but it's very like, okay, Luke Wilson's here. All right,
yeah,
fair enough.
And then the next one was it the history or the public access?
I think it was public access.
Yeah, because I wrote down their intro line. Public news team is taking a break from its pledge drive to kick some ass.
Right.
No commercials, no mercy.
Right. And then after that, you get the best part with Ben Stiller coming in.
Oh, yeah. Which, think about...
Come on, down, bitches.
Which, could you imagine if this movie came out now? People would lose their shit because Ben Stiller was playing a Hispanic person.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, come on, man.
Oh, this, in Tropic Thunder was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was, again, that around that same time.
Right. This is a thing that existed 2 decades ago, and
Hold on. When did Tropic Thunder come out? I would love it if we could catch that on an anniversary.
But I like that. Come on, down, bitches.
Yeah, he's got the whip.
Yeah, I that line was just so fucking hilarious. Yes, it was Andy Dufresne as the public news or the PBS guy.
Yeah. 2008. So we actually just missed an anniversary. Like it's 15th.
All right. Well, so we got time.
Indeed. Okay.
Come on, down, bitches.
Yeah. And then, of course, they have the fight.
Right.
Which is, again, ridiculous.
All right. Rule number 1. No, what?
No touching of the hair or face.
And that's it.
Yeah. And, of course, it's, the people bringing horses, and you had the one scene where Brick fucking threw the trident right into the guy's chest.
Brick killed a guy.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good.
There was a man on fire, and I stabbed. What?
And I think Brick killed someone.
Right.
I don't know.
Brick killed a guy. Yeah. Then he says, "Yeah, there was a man on fire, and then I stabbed somebody with a trident." Yeah, Brick, I meant to tell you, you probably should lay low for a little while because now you're going to be wanted for murder.
Right. And, that's all you did back in the day. You just laid low
Right.
until things calmed down. And
And I don't know if we talked about it off camera or not, but it was like the Brick Tamlin with the hand grenade walking around through there.
Yeah. It's like, Brick,
Like,
where'd you get a hand grenade? Yeah.
Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know. Just fucking how high, drunk, stoned, whatever do you have to be to come up with like we should have all the anchor people like have this like weird gang fight.
Yeah.
Like what's the movie like, the gang movie like?
Oh, The Warriors?
Come out to play.
Yeah, The
Like,
Warriors, one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, right. Did we ever do that on the show?
I don't think so.
I thought we did. I think we talked. I think no. I think that was Project VCR. You did it.
Okay. Either way, love that movie.
I had to sit through that. We were on.
We were in
DC. It was at Andrew's.
Yep. Well, the way it started was like the trip before that. We were talking about something. This was the trip where
This is the trip where you ended up in a fucking hospital.
Yes. So, and earlier that night we were at the bar drinking, and I somehow started talking about the Warriors, and you and Mike Glover had never seen it before, and
Right.
I'm sitting there like, you motherfuckers, and
Yeah, Jason was so upset. So let's like, all right, we're gonna get into this sidebar.
okay,
We were at a bowling alley. This is in Rhoda.
yes,
We're at a bowling alley in Rhoda, and
Spain for those of you who don't know.
and we couldn't we had an early show or something. I forget what was going on, but
Well,
it was like the only place we could go.
right. Well, the next day was it was some kind of like
It was an out and back.
Yeah, it was an out and back or some kind of local mission or something.
I remember the out and back, and we're not going to talk about it here, but
Yeah.
the Jason is pounding fucking Miller Lights like he's being paid to do it. Like,
See,
for whatever reason, we are at this bowling alley, and Jason is a man possessed, and bowling has now turned into just like let's just have beers and whatever. I don't think we ate. If there was food, I don't remember it.
Right,
But
right.
it was Jason definitely at one point just berating me and Mike Glover about the fact that we haven't seen this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was just one of those things that he was just so over the top, like fucking, I can't fucking believe you motherfuckers haven't seen this movie. And we're like, okay, dude. Yeah, it's time to go. So we leave. And then later, somebody is having chest pains. So somebody ends up at the clinic where somebody, thankfully, is only having some acid reflux.
Yeah.
But because they were pretty tuned up still and was coming off of that and had a bunch of fucking beer and probably, I think we did have some wings or something.
Yeah.
And was just not the scenario where you were not going to get some sort of heartburn because you just drank 2 pitchers of beer and laid down.
Right.
So yeah, needless to say, somebody was in the clinic, and I forget. Mike and I both came in and saw you.
Yeah.
in the middle of the
when
night.
I had the fucking IV.
Yeah,
in
yeah. We
all
came
that.
in and saw you. We were just like, Jesus Christ. It was so surreal. And we're like, we gotta fucking fly tomorrow.
Right.
And we're like, well, guess who's not flying? That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave got to fly by himself that day for the out and back, which thankfully we didn't need. We were kind of rotating anyway, I think, just because of the way the mission was.
Well, that was also during my evaluator upgrade.
Was it?
It was either evaluator or instructor.
Did we have a student?
No, you were teaching me.
Right, but did we have like a? Oh no, we did a. Okay, yeah.
I think.
Was that your instructor upgrade?
I can't remember if it was instructor or evaluator.
I'd have to look at. I have to look at some world events
Yeah.
because I remember some very specific world events that were going on. The reason that why we were doing that mission.
Okay. Yeah.
So the most important thing that was happening in the world was not Jason getting heartburn and going to the fucking hospital, but the good thing to come out of that, if there was anything good to come out of it, was Jason realized that he did have this proclivity for. I used the word proclivity 3 times today.
it's a good word.
It is a good word. I'm just surprised I used it 3 times.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You read a lot of books, so.
leather-bound books. he was at that point like started to manage the heartburn thing
Yeah.
more because it was an ongoing issue.
Well, it was a thing where I hadn't felt it in a long time up to this point. And sorry, I'm about to walk into the house and strangle someone.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, the fuck were we talking about?
Heartburn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hadn't been feeling anything, and when this one came on, it was fucking strong, like scary strong. Like fuck. Like if this is real, I'm gonna be dead in about 10 minutes.
It didn't help. It didn't help that we had been drinking. It didn't. And
Oh, I
because
get it.
The story of Jason getting to this clinic, it's not that like, oh, Jason had a ride or, there was a call. No. Jason went on an adventure
Yeah.
to go find this place.
Yeah.
Over these like mounds and into like he did not come through it unscathed.
Yeah. And again, remember, this was like 1 a.m. or some shit.
Oh yeah, it was it was a thing. One of those rare moments that Dave was in a position to be like have relative sobriety.
Uh-huh.
Because usually it's Dave in that scenario, like as you've witnessed, all of you have witnessed. But yeah, it was like thankfully, because I think at one point they were like, where is he?
Yeah.
Like what happened? Like because I think Glover got a call, and then they called me, and I'm like, all right, well, where did he go? And somebody said, oh, he started walking that way. So then Mike Glover and I basically started following the trail of where Jason went to find, and we figured out a general direction. And I vividly recall walking into a map. There was a fucking map on a lawn on this naval air station that said like, here's where buildings are. And I'm like, if he stood here at this map and it said this, then we're going that direction. And sure shit, we fucking found him. And we found him in the goddamn place. Dude, it was a fucking good night.
Yeah.
It was fucking fun.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
one of those stories we'll keep telling until
That's
the day
right.
we die.
It makes for good shit for the book.
We didn't finish the story though, because the next time we were all on a trip together with you, me,
yes.
Mike Glover,
Yeah.
Snetty, a bunch of other people. We were in Andrews,
Right.
in DC, and we had a down night where we weren't doing anything. And
I think we were down there for a weather move.
probably,
I think is what it was.
yeah. But either way, we finally watched it. Like I made you guys watch it in one of our rooms, and I don't know. I guess you guys weren't impressed.
I make fun of him. It wasn't that bad, but I'm not going to let him ride on that. It's a product of the 70s for sure.
Yeah. But again, it's something that's been close to my heart since I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah,
so.
he watched it way too young.
Oh yeah.
Way too young.
It's part of what shaped me into the psychopath that I am today.
Yes, contributing factors.
Yeah. We should get back to Anchorman.
We should
So, all right, we had the fight. After the fight,
Come on, stone bitches.
you get the line, boy, that escalated quickly.
Yes.
That really got out of hand fast.
He's leaned back, and I just have this image. Whenever I put my feet up on a desk, too, I get that image, like where it just leaned back with picture him with a beer. Man, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
That could have somebody could have said that about me today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit. Anyway, yes.
Yeah, I don't really remember much else from that conversation except for the brick killing somebody with a trident, which we already talked about.
Wanted for murder.
At this point, it starts focusing more on the bitterness between Ron and Veronica, and there's the scene where he's watching his old Emmy award, and you hear him talking, thanking, and then they play the music, and he's like, "Turn the music off! I'm still talking."
Right.
I love that line.
And she tells Veronica when she goes to use the thing, the VCR setup on the fucking rolly cart that we all recognize and love.
Oh yeah.
And I forget the intern's name. Shit, he says a name. He's like, I'm telling young blah 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 my Emmy speech or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, basically belittles him, and it escalates from there into their fight.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, hair pulling, and I'm trying. I can't think of the line.
And of course, I love the part where the guy's like, "Whoa, let him work it out."
Right, they're holding everybody back.
Which was again hilarious.
I can't remember.
Yeah, all right.
I can't remember. There was a bit there. I couldn't remember it.
Yep. And throughout that exchange with Veronica, we got the line, "You are a smelly pirate hooker.
Yes.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?"
Yes.
That's a line I've used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, she wants revenge, so she puts something on the teleprompter, which we reference all the fucking time on the show.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
because if it's on the teleprompter, I will read it.
Yeah. And it was
verbatim.
"Go fuck yourself, San Diego."
Well, and the whole side thing is like the other woman says to Veronica, like, you will read anything on there.
And that was Kathryn Hahn. She's the actress that she's been in a ton of shit, and now,
Right.
like she's in Marvel.
Yeah, smelly pirate hooker. And it's just again, you come up with these things, and it just has to come out of you naturally, and hopefully somebody writes it down.
Right. Whore Island, go fuck yourself, San Diego. Oh, and then he got a phone call from her, like she wanted to call him, and she just didn't say anything. He's like, "Who is this? Baxter? Is that you? Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee."
So ridiculous.
Yep. And that feels like another ad-lib line, you know?
Or when he's crank calling there, it's like, "Oh yeah, this is Mr. Ripkin. Yeah, it's your doctor. Like, you're pregnant. Yeah, you should get out of the news."
Yeah, or the one prior to that was yeah, I'm from corporate, and congratulations, you got a promotion. Start packing your bags. You're moving to Thailand, I think you said, or something like that.
Something crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, "I can see you." She's looking around. Oh, shut.
Yeah, so after that, the next line I have is "Milk was a bad choice."
Milk was a bad choice.
This is when he's down on his luck. He's got the bushy beard now.
Right.
And then he's like kind of walking out in the heat and everything, and he's got the milk, and it's getting all in his beard.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah.
A staple line.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it is it's a staple line.
Yep.
It's one of those. It's one of the best. It's one of the best movie lines ever to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially with the delivery. Because it's so ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but so appropriate because it's obviously hot. It's fucking San Diego.
Yeah.
All right. Can you imagine walking around drinking a carton of milk in San Diego in the fucking heat in a goddamn polyester leisure suit?
And I'm still thinking about it getting into his beard and shit.
Right.
Like he wasn't
Just,
wiping
like,
it afterwards.
Curdling just awfulness. Just
God.
like, milk was such a bad choice. Oh, God. So fucking good.
Yep. We get another good Fred Willard on the phone with his son. You hear, "Put the gun down and let the marching band go."
Right. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You know what? No, I'm not gonna say it. Never. No.
Okay.
I will keep that inside me.
Then we get the scene where he wakes up in the bar with Danny Trejo.
Mm-hmm.
And he was making some kind of noises that made Danny Trejo mad.
Yeah, it was fuck, he was saying fuck.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Keep going.
Yeah, but then he got pissed off at him, and he's like, "I'm expressing my inner anguish through the majesty of song."
Right.
I love that line.
He's like, "Shut up, drunkie."
Yeah.
Danny Trejo, who was, I can't believe how fucking tiny he was.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw him in Philly at the Fan Expo in Philly?
Yeah.
I can't believe how tiny he was.
Yeah.
I just expected him to be this like
The massive jacked fucking
yeah,
guy.
this like 6'4" fucking. No,
Yeah.
he's Jason's size, maybe smaller.
So small.
So small.
My penis is so smooth.
God damn it! What was he doing? He was singing at the bar. He was like,
Yeah, he was singing or making like a noise.
because I do
was like going like hello, 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 or something like
no,
that.
it was like, fuck. That's one of the things that it's like a default sound.
Yeah.
That goes in my, and I'll make that noise,
Yeah, chat, help us out.
but I can't make it happen. Like I don't have buttons for it. I don't have buttons for it, so it just has to happen.
Fuck.
I just
So
man,
this
that's
is
gonna bother me.
this is where we get into the finale of the movie where, the panda's being born and Veronica falls into the fucking bear thing.
Vickers got it.
What is it?
I make fart noises with my mouth.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah, he's going. And yeah, that's when Danny Trejo was like, "Hey."
Knock it off, drunkie.
So yeah, I only have one thing written down from this whole final sequence when, she falls in the bear trap, Ron comes to the rescue,
Right.
does the news report.
Well, I think my favorite, my favorite thing to come out of this part is, as soon as he gets down there, it's like, I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah.
Again, a line that I fucking use ad nauseum is, I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah, and that's what I wrote down.
Yeah. And then, they're so much more intense in person or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's just like, is that the line?
He's like,
intense in
they
person.
look so much smaller from up there.
I thought it had something to do with more intense in person.
Probably. But yeah, so like all that happens. I mean, the ending was fine. It's whatever. It just wasn't a ton of humor. I did like the scene with Vince Vaughn grabbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Where he, he's saying how much he hates him and all this
Right.
stuff, and he's about to push him over, and then he's like, "But God damn it, I respect you," and he pulls him in and kisses
Right.
his forehead. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Now,
Kind of,
yeah, I mean, we skipped a lot of stuff, but I wanted to do it a little bit differently, like focusing on the quotes as opposed to just and then Ryan and
well, I mean,
here,"
that,
and then
but ironically, we end up covering 90% of the movie by
Right.
just doing the quotes because it's so quotable.
indeed. And so I have never seen Anchorman 2. What do you know of it?
I've seen it once.
Okay, not that good.
So here, to me, Anchorman 2 falls into the, hey, this worked, let's do a sequel category.
Mm-hmm.
And I go into those with meh. Like,
Yeah.
I have issues with sequels that are like that. Like,
Right.
this is, like, advantageous sequels most often don't do well.
Like The Hangover 2 and 3.
Right. Like, it's like, why would I watch something? I love this movie. Anchorman is one of the perfect movies,
Yeah.
right? It's one of the perfect comedies that you could just watch. It's going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
The entire time, except towards the end.
Mhm.
But, it has to end somehow.
Of course, yeah.
The second one, not as much.
Really.
Yeah, I just like the characters are already developed, so you're not getting all of the things. Brick is really funny in it,
Yeah.
like, but that's because Steve Carell's got that. He just has that comedic ability. And he dials it up to 11.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because you know, he. Well, I was going to say something about The Office, but that's probably not relevant. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it if I were you. I'd watch it, make your own decision on the matter. But
Okay, so it's not like a situation where I'd be like, well, I just
oh
fucking,
my god, you have to watch it.
or no, like I just fucking threw away 2 hours of my life that I'll never get back.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it's one of those things that if you watch it to have closure, so
Yeah.
you could say you watched it.
Speaking of which, sidebar, have you been feeling lately? Because I know I have. That you're closer to the end now than the beginning of life.
Oh yeah,
And like every day over the last couple of months, I felt just like every day, every hour, I'm getting closer and closer to that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. It's not just me then.
No, it's yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
We're throwing the fucking e-brake on this on the Anchorman podcast, but
Right.
honestly, my therapy session on Friday talked a lot about that. The analogy that I have in my head is it's the hourglass, right? It's
Yeah.
there's only so much sand, right? And as the bottom fills, right, the sand pile, the pile of sand gets closer to where the sand is falling, so it feels like time is going faster, even though it's the same amount of time.
Yep.
And that's the analogy I use in my head. So I have to. So the still working it out in therapy, and this is why therapy is important, people.
Mm-hmm. And drugs.
And drugs, lots of drugs, all the drugs,
Mhm.
prescription drugs, preferably, but you do you.
Yeah.
For me, it's okay. I know I see it happen, and I try and savor moments
Mm-hmm.
and not project. For
Yeah.
me, it's a lot because, again, I'm throwing e-brake into this, but with my dad passing in his early 70s,
Yeah.
and I'm about to turn 50 here sooner than later,
Mm-hmm.
and that's only 20 years from now. So in the span of this movie, right, when I see numbers like that, and that's the trigger, right? It's numbers. It's thinking about how much time has passed and everything else. We're doing that.
Yeah.
We're doing that subconsciously. We're at this age, most of us are. We're at the age where we're cognizant of this is how long ago that was, and if I take that time and add it forward, holy shit, that seems like it's way too close because I've already experienced that much time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to let that get away from you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it. Think about the 20 years. That's from now to when Anchorman came out.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, I was shit. When this came out in 2004, right?
Yeah, 20 years ago exactly.
So I was...
Okay, how old are you now?
No, I was thinking how long my Air Force career was.
Oh, okay.
Because I was almost 8 years into an Air Force career
Yeah.
by then. It's not good math, but I was well into my Air Force career.
Yeah.
By then, and now here I am sitting here. So there are constant reminders, and I think we are just at an age that, with milestones like this, I think it's fun to look back and go like, hey, this was 20 years ago. What we have to do is we have to be cognizant of the fact that we are going to subconsciously throw 20 years onto the front and think, oh shit,
That's all
when
we
I'm
got
almost
left.
70, like for me, I know that like 70 is up there as a wall right now
Mhm.
because that's when my dad died.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I look at that and go like, fuck, that's not a lot of time. And I have to battle with that. But I'm cognizant of it.
Yeah.
So some days I'm better at it than others. But it's a thing. So what's the moral of that story? We enjoy what we enjoy, do what we enjoy doing within reason. Don't go fucking nuts and disregard your responsibilities, but like enjoy the carpe diem. It was so overused for so long, but the reality of it is appreciate moments, seize the day,
Yeah.
and just go forward and do everything you can to enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And then if today sucked, because some days are going to suck. Like my day all the way up until the point I got to the podcast can go fucking suck a giant bag of dicks.
Yeah.
But I got here and you know, we had fun and it got better. But tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah.
And start fresh and start it again. So the answer to your question is yes. I think about it constantly. And I think it's something that we're just getting to that. We're in that stage of our lives where that's going to happen.
Yeah, because I always used to tell myself, it's like, oh, I'm only, 25. Oh, I'm only 35. I'm not even halfway through my life yet.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say that anymore.
No.
No,
and I know for me, like it hit me harder with my dad's passing because where that number is, I've already passed that halfway point.
Yeah.
And I want to experience grandkids and do that whole thing. So
absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like, it's tough. It really is. But staying healthy, enjoying the moment, like, hey, you have doctor's appointments, go to your fucking doctor's appointments. Don't eat like a dickhead.
See, I was just thinking the opposite. I was thinking, well, fuck it. I'll just eat all the ice cream I want.
Well, I mean, whatever, go to the gym and burn it off. But anyway, to close that thought out, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And just when you have those, when you're thinking about it, just remember to I'm thinking about that, but all right, I'm going to use that as a reminder to be a little bit more in the present.
Yeah.
So that's Dave's free therapy for today. I'm the cheapest therapist I know.
Yep. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Do you have any reads for the end?
I have a little bit right here, and I'm
well.
going to read it quickly. I'm Ron Burgundy.
I really like how you got the high pitch in there too.
Let's see. So,
sorry, I guess I should have given you a little.
On Wednesday, Snooch, Big Lovin' and Dragon Buddy will be free balling. Catch ATSW The Escape Pod live at 19:05 Eastern on the YouTubes. And watch their past shows because they had their 200th, and I was on. Have we been on since they did their 200th?
No.
Yeah, because I made an appearance on that, and I think I steamrolled a big part of their show, like I do. Sorry, guys. Hopefully it was entertaining. Sweet Studios is busy doing stuff and things in the studio, preparing to tour with his new death metal band, Till the End. Follow him on his journey at Sweet Studios on the social and YouTube. And I do have some insider information that I know that Helmet Fire, friend of the podcast, Patreon supporter, Helmet Fire, did some video work with Swede over the weekend. Word. So expect some of that. So
collaboration.
Yes, collaboration, bitches. So look for that. Follow Sweet Studios on the socials and YouTube. Scott and Kim over at Used and Abused will be up. I thought it said uptight for a second. We'll be up bright and early on Thursday with their racing recap from this past weekend. Catch them at 0500 or 5 a.m. Eastern Daily Time on the YouTubes. Shout out to ATSW Escape Pod Gaming. Check out all the glorious gaming highlights and epic fails at atsw.escapepod.g on TikTok. No new releases from the Orange and Fett Show. Find them on Apple and Spotify. No news from Layman's Terms. Give them a follow on the socials and YouTube. You can go to philowell.org to support the people of Madagascar. You can find us at bio.link/sidebarcantina, where you'll find our links to Patreon, YouTube, our audio podcast on Apple, Audible, and Spotify, and on social media platforms, including X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok and Discord. Once you get to the bio link, simply click the symbols under our pic to go to your platform of choice. You can also find all of our past Spotify mixtape playlists. You need to sing it almost like a song. Also in our bio link is the TeePublic merch shop. Choose from 7 designs on everything from t-shirts to hoodies to tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pins, wallet magnets, notebook, laptop cases, pillows. Pillows! You can get the design that you saw in our intro.
Yep.
We splashed up there. You can get that on a pillow.
I'm so glad my coworkers haven't found that yet.
Today might be the day. God, can you imagine walking in there and they got the pillows everywhere?
Oh my God.
Dear sweet Lord. You'll be in HR in 5 seconds.
Hey, I didn't do it.
Just about anything you can imagine. Nothing says loving like a naked Jason chick on a pillow. Go to bio.link/sidebarcantina and click merch. Just deny, make counter accusations. Go slip back into survival school.
Yep.
Reviews?
No new reviews.
All this time has gone by and there's no new reviews.
Yeah.
Please rate us 5-star review on Apple or Audible. Don't have an Apple or Audible account. Our Facebook page has a review feature too, allegedly. Just screenshot your review before you hit done and DM us a pic on Instagram or Twitter with your name and address, so Luna Girl can send you a super cool ATSW family swag pack. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on the show. Jason or Jennifer Lopez or Hank or Edith or Mama or Drunk Tom Brokaw or somebody fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. Let us know who you want to read it. But you have to send us a review, and then I will read the review in said thing. Otherwise, I need to be properly inspired. Like, really, that's what it comes down to. Come on.
Yeah.
Inspire me, bitches. If you are listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays. The chat is most definitely where it's at. If you are new to the sidebar, please subscribe, ding that bell, select all to receive notifications when we go live. Remember to smash that like button. It really helps us out. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You are the reason why we do this. And that is that.
Alrighty. And like I said before, next episode is going to be...
My penis so smooth.
Next...
I'm in a deficit with...
Do it live!
I was at a button deficit. I had to catch up.
Oh, of course.
I didn't meet my button quota for the show.
So anyway, we are doing a Star Wars topic on our next episode 2 weeks from now. We're doing the Darth Plagueis book. Now, I know it's Legends material, but we're reading it for a specific purpose to kind of see what the differences are, like if it breaks current canon at all in that book, or if it stays, pretty much in the flow with the actual timeline.
And listen, for a Legends book, it is probably on point, on the line for canon as much as any of the Legends material that's been written.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's been so much that has been pulled from that material that it's almost a must read at this point.
Yeah.
Especially since the Acolyte's been out.
True. Yep. And yeah, we've got a bunch of other Star Wars content to cover as well.
Yeah.
The trailer for the new show. We haven't talked about that since it came out.
The game, I think, will be... When's the game come out? That's later. Right?
Oh, God, it is getting close, though. It might
Yeah.
be September.
I think it's September.
Yeah.
Wake me up when September ends.
Sure. So, yeah, I think that's it.
All
Just we're going to talk a lot of Star Wars and Darth Plagueis.
Yes, let's do that.
So, all right, guys. We got to go. Thank you, everybody who joined us tonight. Thank you for your patience with us in the show schedule. It's about to get back to normal.
Yep.
So,
It's summertime, people.
yep. Hang tight.
We're on vacation.
Yeah. And
Kind of.
we'll see you next time.
Cheers, bitches. Okay, now what do I click?